everyone, welcome to Reasons for Roots. My name's Lauren and I'm a homeschool mom to 4 kids. So today I get to show you all the great things that I got from Teach Them Diligently. So getting ready to go to Teach Them Diligently, I had decided from my experience last year to go ahead and purchase the bulk of our curriculum before convention. Why? Because I got just a little carried away last year at the convention and bought some things we did not use. So I knew exactly what I wanted to use, so I went ahead and purchased most of what we're going to be using. And then I knew at convention, I just wanted to purchase a few things. So I knew at convention, I wanted to purchase just a few random things for our morning basket, things that I might not have seen on the internet that are new to me in person. So at convention, that's what I was looking for. Things that I had never seen before, things that I knew maybe I would like to look at in person, or just extras for our morning time. And I have to say, going into convention with the curriculum already bought, not having to worry about getting the bulk of our curriculum there opened up the convention for me to be able to receive what the speakers were saying much more than I did last year. So I'll have to say this time was great. The speakers were phenomenal. I thought they did a great job with scheduling their speakers. There was, Kurt Cameron was the keynote speaker. Dr. Kathy was there, Heidi St. John, Rebecca Spooner, Hal and Melanie Johnson, Kim from Not Consumed, and Dr. Myers from Summit Ministries. He was great. And the list could go on and on. Israel Wayne was there. There was a phenomenal list of speakers. Sonia Schaefer, I just keep thinking of them. I mean, the list goes on and on. Voice of the Martyrs was also there. They were one of my favorites. So I was able to really hone in on the speakers, and I went to like twice as many sessions as I did last year. So I made the sessions a priority, and then the exhibit hall was just an extra. And I have to tell you, I left much more refreshed that way. And so we spent just probably an hour combined over the whole weekend walking through the exhibition hall and just looking at all the great things. So I did find some treasures there that I want to show you. So the first thing I found was an online fine arts curriculum. Now, this fine arts curriculum is for beginners all the way up to level 5, so like professional level. And these are helping your students, it's video driven, and it's helping your students learn how to create their own masterpieces through acrylics, through watercolor, charcoal, there's even wood carving. I think there's 15 different mediums or 15 different styles of creations you can use through this program. This is an online program, like I said, and it was something I was looking for because with A Gentle Feast, they schedule art, but the curriculum that they suggest is not video driven. And so I knew I wanted something where they could see and watch the video. So this is creating a masterpiece in the fine arts. So we're looking forward to using this for our 6th and 10th grader for their fine arts part of A Gentle Feast. Next, I have something that I was so excited to get my hands on and to look at. This was released by Not Consumed Ministries just a few days before convention. It is the Faithopedia Flipbook. So this is an apologetics for families, and it comes in the Old Testament and the New Testament. I purchased the Old Testament, and I plan on doing a flip through of this later on. But basically, this is something we will use in our morning time. It goes through every book of the Bible, and it's just a really neat little resource to add into Bible time in the mornings. So along with that, they offer the Faithopedia Journals. So the journals come in 2 age groups, primary and then just a regular student. The primary is 5 to 7 year olds, and I do have a 5 to 7 year old, a child that would fit in that category, but he's not quite ready to write in a journal. So I only purchased 2 for my 6th and my 10th grader who are here every morning for morning time. Like I've said in the past, my 12th grader works a lot, so he's not always here for morning time. So most of the time he's not here. So that's why I only purchased 2 of the journals. The journals are really neat and they're very simple to work throughout the week. Now, some booths that I found that I was really excited to find that I had never really looked into her curriculum before is Queen Homeschooling. It's a Charlotte Mason inspired publishing company. And so when I got to her table, immediately my 2 children that were with me wanted to pick out a planner. So they both got one of their student planners for next year just for them to use. I will show you just a sample here. So this is very easy to use with the Charlotte Mason. You just write the title of your book there and what pages to read on what day. So I think this will be a good thing to add to keep us more organized maybe next year when it comes to our lesson plans. So they each got one of those planners. And then for my 6th grader, me and her were really pulled to the Discovering Nature series. So with Charlotte Mason's philosophy, she pulled in what was called natural history. So natural history is different than science. You are studying nature and the world around you. So it's part of science, but it's a little different. It's in a different bracket. So with that, Agenda Feast scheduled a storybook of science for her. I looked through it and it seemed great. But when I saw this, I thought she would like this a whole lot more. So this is Parables from Nature, and I plan on doing a flip through of this as well. But it's basically just a nature study. And you have a story you read once a week, and then you have 4 activities to do that tie in to the story. And of course, it is written in narrative form. And so we're excited for her to use this as part of her natural history. Okay, so I stopped by the Master Books booth because there was something that I wanted to look at that I wasn't real sure if it would fit into what we're going to do next year, but it looked very interesting to me. And that was A Child's Geography Explored the Classical World. So if you've seen my curriculum pick videos for next year, we are going to be studying the ancient Greeks along with our American history. And so I thought with studying the ancient Greeks that this would be a great geography to add in a few times a week. So this isn't something she'll do every day. This is for my 6th grader. It's not something she'll do every day, but a couple of times a week, we will go through this Explore the Classical World. I think it lines up with famous men of Greece very well. There's activities in here, and of course is written in more of a narrative form as well. So I think this will fit in really well with that, and I think it's a great way to do geography, not just drills, but actually learning the culture and then learning where they are on the map. So we purchased that, and then something that was really cool was that Voice of the Martyrs was there, like I mentioned. And I think that's great because on so many reasons, I've always been a fan of Voice of the Martyrs, but they have never really been connected into the homeschool world. Now they realize what an asset the homeschool community can be to them, and they want to offer their resources to the homeschool community. And so if you went to one of their sessions, they gave you a free Torchlighters DVD and a free Torchlighters activity book. Now, Torchlighters is all about martyrs of the faith or missionaries of the faith, heroes of the faith. So we have like Martin Luther, Amy Carmichael, Jim Elliot. I mean, the list goes on and on. I think there's 16 missionary or martyr stories on this DVD. And so for us, we always do a missionary study. So usually we go through 2 or 3, sometimes 4 of the YWAM publishers, Christian Heroes Then and Now books a year. So we're constantly studying about missionaries. So this was a great free resource for us next year to use, instead of the YWAM books, we're just going to use the Torchlighters DVD and the activity book. You can easily make copies of this for all your children. And it's not too young, and I don't think it's too babyish for high schoolers to watch, because we've watched these in the past, and I think it really brings the story to life. So that's what we're going to use for our missionary stories next year, was the free resource from Voice of the Martyrs. And finally, last but not least, you saw in my top 5 favorite resources from our past school year, the Illuminate Bible curriculum. So I used that with my 5th grader last year, and we really enjoyed it. I purchased that at conference in Nashville last year, and we really enjoyed that Bible curriculum. So she will be going into 6th grade, and then of course I have my 10th grader who is here every morning for morning time as well, and then I have my kindergarten, 1st grade-ish child. So he has his own thing we'll do together. But I wanted to kind of pull them two in together for a deeper morning time Bible. And so I decided to buy the Illuminate Bible series, The Glory of Christ, the Center of History. And I would love to do a flip through of this, so look forward to that coming up. But this is for 7th to 12th graders. This is their teacher's guide. And what I love about them is that if you buy a teacher's guide, you get a student guide for free. So I think the teacher's guide was $30. So you got the teacher's guide and a student guide for $30. I also purchased another guide. Looking back over it, it may be a little much for my 6th grader, but I can kind of tweak it to fit her. So at least she has it, and we can use the parts of it I want to use. But this will kind of feed into my 10th grader's Bible credit. I'm kind of going to count it toward, along with starting points, as his Bible credit. But this could definitely be a high school Bible credit, no doubt. There's tests in this book, and it's phenomenal with doctrine and worldview, and it keeps everything Christ-centered, which I love. So this is a curriculum that we have really enjoyed using, and I would love to do a flip through of that if y'all are interested in that. All right, so that's all the great things that I got from Teach Them Diligently Pigeon Forge. I was so refreshed when I came home and rejuvenated, and my purpose was realigned, and I felt like the Lord really met me there. And that's what it's about. It's not about so much about curriculum, even though y'all know I love curriculum. We all love curriculum. Most of us love curriculum. Of course we do. But the convention itself, just hearing the speakers and just letting your soul be fed, because as homeschool moms, we pour out so much that it's hard sometimes for us to sit and actually be poured into. And so if you haven't ever went to a convention, there's online conventions, there's ones in person. If you are close to Teach Them Diligently, I highly suggest, you make some sacrifices if you have to and save up to go. Because it really is something that I think we need as homeschool moms to be poured into. Not just to learn how to homeschool. A lot of us know how to. It's being encouraged as to why we're homeschooling and equipping us maybe with some ideas, some fresh ideas, because we can all get stuck in ruts and we can all go through dry seasons. So a convention is a great way to encourage yourself and to let the Lord just refill and refresh you. So that's what I got from convention. I have a stack of notes. I mean, it was just phenomenal. But I plan on doing flip throughs of a lot of this curriculum that I've shown you. If you have one that you really want to see, let me know in the comments.